One, two, one, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two. All right. Okay. Apologies for the late start. Had to try and sort some things out here. Change some things around. Try some new things out. So today's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. So let me sort this mic out. There we go. That sounds a bit better. This is normally the stuff I do off camera, but if you're in the chat, give me a shout, man. Let me know you lot are here. And yeah, we're gonna get things popping, man. Alright, my sound sounds good. And we're gonna see what the other sound sounds like in a little bit. So like I said, we're doing something a little bit different today. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we're gonna try a thing. So right now it's not working too well. So this is really just there's no guest today. Well, there is a guest today, and it's really you lot. Like, you lot are the guests. We've been having a lot of discussions recently, this week particularly, about racial equality within not just the music industry, but just as on, I guess, as a whole, the industry as a whole. And it's been interesting, man. And at first it felt a little bit depressing. Like, it just felt like it's something you don't really want to deal with. So I'm just trying to multitask. I can't multitask. Here we go. So we're also going to go live on Twitter as well. On Instagram as well. And really try to get people into the conversation. So let me start this off. Let me kick this off. So really this week, for those who are joining live on Instagram, we're also on YouTube as well. If you go to youtube.com/hiphop TV, Hip Hop UK TV, you can find us there. So let's try to stay on track. And if you wanna be on, you wanna jump on the live with me, you wanna talk, just jump on. Say you wanna chat, I'll add you and we will talk. Let me add this so you guys can see what's going on the other side. Here we go. Actually, can we flip that? That's better. So now I've got two of me. But anyway, is what it is. So yeah, last week we had 2 weeks back, the death of George Floyd. We've been having the riots, and this has kind of just highlighted issues that we've been talking about for a long time. I took a break off social media because to me it's like, it's really weird. Like, to me, if you say to be against racism, I'm from a mindset that if you're against racism, that's a good thing. And you look online and it's just, you see such people just kind of fighting back. So I saw there was a guy who's a guitar guy, and he posted on Tuesday where we had the blackout. He posted just a video, a black video saying "fuck racism," boom, boom, boom. He had so many different negative comments on that page. People just, and it's just like, that's what you're against? Like, you're against that? It's crazy. So I wanted to use this time. I didn't want to have a guest on today. I wanted to use this time for us, innit, man, just to have conversations about what we're going through and how we see it. And I have to admit, yeah, like the beginning of the week, I was quite not like nowhere near depressed about it. Like, don't be stupid. I've been black a long time, but I was like kind of down on the whole thing. Like, raw, people really, really going against it. Like, people are really against this idea that Black Lives Matter. Big up Yemi, man. Yemi, if you want to come on the chat, innit? If you want to come on live, just request. We'll talk live. But then I kind of saw it from a different angle. Like, the idea that you see so many people supporting. You see so many people standing up now. And you see so many people fighting for us, people who aren't black, fighting for black lives. To me, that's a beautiful thing, man. And it's something that should be celebrated. And I know, like, it's funny because, like, obviously last week, it was like, we ain't patting the white people on the back just for not being racist. When, like, you know what I mean? Just because you're doing this, we ain't saying thank you. But then I was like, nah, do you know what? Like, when someone does something nice for you, it's cool to say thank you. Whether whether it's something that deserves a thank you or not. Like, because at the end of the day, you're seeing a lot of people sticking their necks out, where they don't have to, because you're also seeing a lot of people, black and white, staying super quiet about it. You know what I mean? They don't want to make no noise. They don't want to upset what they have going on right now. So I'm telling you, fix my mic, man. Here we go. Yeah, so to me, it's a good thing to see. And obviously there's companies that have been doing it for a long time. But to see hold on, you know what? I'm gonna take my face off the YouTube for now, so I don't have to see myself twice. It's really distracting. Here we go. One of me is enough. Fuck's sake. It's been cool to see, man. It's been cool to see a lot of people kind of standing up. A lot of people, again, just speaking up. And like I said before, yeah, they say it's not a race war, it's a war against racism. And I also love the fact that a lot of racists are outing themselves as well. Because I want to know, like, I want to know who I should support and who I shouldn't support. And it's cool to see certain people saying things and just being able to be like, all right, cool. You're off the list, you're off the list, you're off the list. I'm not fucking with you, you're not fucking with you. And to me, again, like, and it's funny as well, yeah, because we kind of make light of these phrases like safe spaces, yeah. and we're like, you're a fucking pussy, you need a safe space. But really, that's what we're creating. We're creating a non-racist safe space, a place where we can be like, you know what, these people fuck with us, these people don't. These are the people I need to be around, these people don't. These are the people we invite to the cookout, these people we don't. And to me, there's no grey area. It's a clear cut, straight line. I don't give a fuck. Family, friends, whoever, I do not give a fuck. There's certain ways that if you move, I do not fuck with you and I won't fuck with you. And at the same time, there's people on the other side of things. I don't care. I don't know you. You could be a stranger to me. But if you're riding for certain things, yeah, to me, you're family, more family than anybody else. So to me, it's like, it's a beautiful thing to see. I also love the fact that where you're seeing white individuals, celebrities and businesses step forward to say, yo, you lot are fucked up, seeing the abuse that they get just for standing up. Like, you're getting abused just for saying, yo, you should. They're getting abuse here just for saying you lot shouldn't be killing people for their colour. And then seeing the abuse that they get, it's like, oh, you get it now, right? So you're getting abused just for standing up for these people. Imagine what these people get. Again, to me, it's a beautiful thing, because then it allows you a little glimpse of like, oh shit. So this is what it's like on a day-to-day basis, yeah? Like, that's what it is, man. So there's a lot of things to take away, man. There's a lot of things. I'm gonna try. Like, okay, listen, we got 2 lots of questions going in here. So we got the live questions from the Instagram and also the YouTube. So big up the YouTube people, big up the Instagram live people. If you want to go live on Instagram to actually chat with me, then just do the request thing and then we can talk. Let me check I'm gonna try and get some of these things up as well. So big up Matt Lee. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put that up so people can actually see that. So Mike Lee's from Canada, and he's saying the city's predominantly white, had our biggest turnout to a protest ever yesterday. Like, that's a beautiful thing, man. Like, you have to love that shit. You have to love that shit. And I also love the fact as well, yeah. When it comes to people who because this is the way I feel is kind of like a basic universal law. I always feel like we all need each other to progress. So regardless of like where you're from, what you do, you need each other to progress. How can I put this? I always say, like, so basketball has always been a good sport, yeah. But before you allowed black people in, it was shit. Like, so, and the same, I'm just keeping it to sports. There was a time where black people weren't allowed to do in certain games, yeah. It was shit. People were patting themselves on the back saying they were the best. You weren't the best. You didn't let everybody in. It's not until you let everybody in, then you can really see who the best is. So I always feel like you need to allow everyone to be part of something. Then you can really figure out, oh, who's the best? Then we can progress. And there's so many elements of our culture that's super important now, where the idea of inclusivity has become the really the foundation of progress. And the funniest part of it is, like, the market doesn't care. Like, when you're talking about corporate and business, they don't really care. Again, it's all about the money. So you're always going for the best. So when it comes to that, you're always going to be like, I don't care what color they are, who they are, we want them in because they're the best for the job. And what that's given us so many different companies that already have the ethos that, yo, we need everybody in here. You can't have you have a situation where like women weren't allowed to vote. So you said a bunch of dickhead men saying what should go on. Like, nah, then it's not like you weren't doing the best for the country. You were doing the best for half the country and not even the smart half. So to me, inclusivity is so important. And saying that, we have so many different companies now that have built their foundation is built on inclusivity and diversity. So when you decide, oh, do you know what? I don't want a part of that. You then have to cut yourself out of it. That's cool. Cut off your nose to spite your face. The other day, Tesco's did an advert
I didn't even watch the advert. I just came online just to stir the pot. But Tesco's did an advert, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know what the advert was. All I know is it had Muslims in it, and apparently something about halal. And bare weakest links. Let's just call them weakest links. The weakest links of society. The weakest links. Yeah, bare weakest links got angry about having halal and Muslims on a Tesco's advert. Said they were going to boycott Tesco's. I was like, please boycott Tesco's. Please fuck off, because we don't want you here. I would love for you lot, yeah, to actually have the balls to boycott Tesco's, but you won't, because you don't have them, because you're a bunch of pussies and you're dying out because you're weak. You're really, again, we call you the weakest link because you're really weak. You can't even boycott Tesco's. Like, it was a simple thing you lot could have done. You couldn't even do that, again, because you're weak. You don't have the strength of your convictions, because again, racism, it's not even a racism, yeah. It's such a I don't want to call it a mental illness, but it's such a disease that it can't even support itself. Because then what you're gonna do? You're not gonna go to anywhere that sells halal meat. So where are you gonna shop? Idiot. Like, again, you can't even think it through enough to be like, yo, this is how we're gonna move forward. And then what happens is you just create, again, like I said, you just create a safe space for us to shop in Tesco's in peace. You know how much I would love to know that I could shop in Tesco's and there'd be no racist there. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be beautiful. So if you're thinking of boycotting Tesco's for that reason, please boycott Tesco's, boycott Asda, boycott anywhere that shows any love for a diverse market. Right, let me stop ranting, man, and answer some questions and talk to the people. Like I said, this would be live. This is a really good one. So, for me, it's simply about right and wrong. Do you know how, like, and it's so funny because our society, yeah, is really, our entertainment is really predicated on the fact that right and wrong is a thing. All right. So we hold on, wait. I can't even see the name, but say not feeling Asda. Yeah, I never thought Asda. Asda's crap. But you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, big up Letty. Letty loves Asda. She says she likes their pizza, so big up Asda. But anyway, what I'm saying is the idea of right and wrong, it used to be so simple. And to me, that's where I don't even get it. Because you know what? Let's say, yeah, there was something about you, yeah, that I didn't agree with. Let's say I don't like the fact that you only wear black t-shirts. And I'm like, I don't like... Actually, no, forget that. Let's do something really... We had something the other day. I was talking about... It goes back to Asda. I was talking about... Someone said about... I made a joke about Lidl and Aldi, saying that they're like, you know what I mean, off-brand rubbish. And someone was like, nah, I love that. That's the place where I go. Boom, boom, boom. Now, imagine I was real hard line that was like, nah, I hate you because you shop there. I hate you because you shop there. You shouldn't shop there. Like, how weird would that be? What's it got to do with me where you shop or what you do? It has no bearing on me. But for me to go out my way and try and stop you from doing that, it just shows that there's definitely some insecurity in me. And what you'll find as well, like at the basis of a lot of intolerance or a lot of prejudice is insecurity. And that's what we're dealing with a lot of, man. We're just dealing with bare insecure people. They're just insecure in their place in the world. And it's disgusting to see. Let me big up my brother Yoshi. Love Yoshi. Yoshi riot. Yoshi was rioting before it was cool. You see me? Yo, big up everyone in the Instagram live chat. Did I see my sister? I saw somebody. Yeah, big up everyone there, man. Got another question. Can't see the end of that. Yeah, right, wrong start as a starting point. Subtext. It is complicated, but at the same time, it's not complicated. At the same time, it is really down to right and wrong, man. Right and wrong, like simple as that. Like, why? What is right and what is wrong? Like, let's talk about the police. So, another thing that has really been highlighted in this situation is how the police act. So first of all, before I even get into this, I need to let you know where my personal stance on police is. They know because there was a little Twitter thing on, and my stance is always fuck the police. I don't care. I don't like police. Don't love police. Like I treat you like you're evil until I know otherwise. That's, you know what I mean? That's it. That's how it is. It's like them, you know, you got them poisonous snakes and poisonous frogs, and some of them look poisonous, but they're not really poisonous. But I don't know which one's which here. So until I know for sure you're not poisonous, it's fuck you. Get your snake froggy self away from me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have no discussions with you. We got nothing to speak about. My stance is very clear. People who know me know that even in a work environment, I don't talk to police for no reason. You get me? We've had situations where they tried to get police, the statutory agents that I work for, try and get police to come and talk to the young people and try to build that rapport. I don't talk to the police. When the police come in, I'm gone. I don't need to talk to you for no reason. I don't care. That's my stance on police, yeah. Obviously, there are some good police out there. Obviously, there's some nice snakes and frogs. Whatever. I don't care. Now, my stance on police, the interactions I've had with police, I've seen police do some fucked up things. But it's not about police doing fucked up things. It's about men doing fucked up things. And these men just having uniform. We have this idea like, oh, because you're a police officer, you're like above, you're supposed to be something special. These are fucking dickhead cokeheads at home watching child porn. Fucking, like, they're just they're gross, they're disgusting. They were the ones who got bullied at school for being weirdos, yeah? Like, they're the ones who want power. They're the ones who are online playing Call of Duty, calling you a nigger. That's the ones who become police officers. Yeah, you know the type, the job's worth dickheads. You know the type, like, everybody knows the type of people that they are. These are the people that become police officers. And when you give them a little bit of power, they go all mad with it. And now we've been seeing that, because now we're seeing a bunch of men. Think of you and your friends, yeah? A bunch of you and your friends walking around, see an old man and push him over. An old man and push him over. Where would you do that? Who would you do that with? What kind of person would do that? What kind of person would do that? What kind of person would allow? So imagine you with your friends, you see one of your boys push an old man over. What are you going to do to your friend? You're going to like, are you mad? Like, but that, to them, that's normal behavior. We see them beating up kids. To them, that's normal behavior. They have no problem abusing children because to them, that's normal behavior. That's what they do. And that's what people around them do. That's the culture. That's what they are. So to me, what we're seeing now is it's on a bigger scale. Everyone's got their cameras out. Now you can really see how these little dickheads act. They're a bunch of roided up little pussies. And you saw the conversations I had on Twitter that time. And I said, fuck the police. And they all came out in their little what's it called? Their little anonymous Twitter pages trying to talk to me. I'm like, listen, show your face, show your real name. Then we have a conversation. Because you know what I look like. You know my name. You know where to find me. You lot won't do that because you need to be in your little gang before you can do anything. So fuck the police all day long. And all we're going to see, we're just seeing more and more reasons why we shouldn't trust the police. We've been saying this for years. And you lot have been saying, nah, man, the police, they're good. Now what? So now what? Who was lying? I'm seeing police beating up women with holding a kid. Spraying people on their knees, spraying them in the face. And also as well, one thing I don't care about is the little photo ops where police are on their knees and police are pretending to... No. That does not wash with me. I don't believe none of that. Yeah. If you were gonna protest the police, you wouldn't be in the police in the first place. I don't want to hear none of that because I know what you had to go through. Like, and you know what's deep as well? I've had conversations with police officers in higher places, not just your beat cops, who have said certain things to me, and you're just like, rah. If the public actually knew, they would go mad, but they don't know. So I feel like when we're talking about we want reform, this is, I hope Like, I hope this is what it takes for people to realize, yo, you need to stop giving badges to dickheads, man. It has to stop. There has to be some sort of like, I know people, yeah, who are dickheads, fully fledged dickheads, yeah, fully fledged fucking idiots. They were fucking idiots at school. They were fucking idiots after school, and now they're police officers. Fucking idiots. So for you to tell me that this person can become a police officer, I know that the whole system's fucked, man. Like what are we doing here? Because there's a couple of other jobs that they definitely could not do. Half of them could become teachers. Like if they're actually, anyway. But we're seeing it. We're seeing it now. We're seeing more and more. They're just, again, people are just revealing themselves, man. They're revealing themselves. They're showing their true colours. And you have to be blind not to see it. If you can sit here and say, like, and the reason I'm sticking to the one where they push the old man over, yeah, and he just falls over and he's bleeding out of his head, yeah, because the argument is we were always scared. Of course you were scared. Of course you were scared, Mr. Police Officer, because you're a pussy. Like, I know you're scared. Whenever time I had an interaction with police officers, they've always been scared. Of course they're scared. They know, you know why they're scared? Because outside of that uniform, me and them, we don't match. We can't part. They can't talk to me on no level. Of course you're scared. You shouldn't be doing that job if you're scared. The ones who weren't scared was the army guys. The army guys came in and helped the old man. Of course they're not scared. You know why? Because they've seen some real things. They've done some real training to become what they are. So big up the armed forces. But hell no. And even them, we're kind of touching them. Because they're a bunch of... Anyway. But what I'm saying is, yeah, like, this old man, yeah, the story was, he was at the protest. He's seen one of the helmets have fallen off. So he's gone over to give them back their helmet. There's a bunch of them. 20, 30, whatever. He goes to give him a helmet. They tell him to fuck off, try to hit him, push him on the floor, then just walk over him as he's bleeding on the floor. Old man. Again, please tell me, like, what's the psyche? What goes through your head to do that to anybody who's not treating you in an aggressive way? If we have a confrontation, all right, cool, whatever, yeah. But for someone who's not being aggressive to you, for you to do that to them, and then when you see they're hurt, you just walk over them. That shows you everything you need to know about that group of people. They're not your friends. They're not here to protect you. But I ain't trying to make this a total police bashing video, because there's not really much more to say, man. We know the police are waste men. And I loved, like, and you know what's jokes as well? We had this conversation on Twitter, and I had a police officer one of the police officers that I respect, and we're talking back and forth about stuff, boom, 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 and he's trying to be normal, and all these other guys are coming in, being a bunch of dickheads, and it's like, see, that's it right there. That's why it's fuck the police, because that's your boys. Go talk to your boys. Don't talk to me. If I say fuck the police, don't come talk to me, you little bitch. Go talk to them. Go figure out why the fuck I say what I'm saying. Go talk to the people, yeah, who just kicked down that fucking old man. Don't fucking talk to me, tell me shit, because we got nothing to talk about. Fuck the police forever. Anyway, I'm trying to get to these questions because I'm missing bare. Yeah, no, let me just start pressing buttons, see what happens. Starting the women's page, not completed things yet. Okay. Big up Yemi. Here we go. And I said that if the police wanted to show support, they take off the badge and uniform, man, and protest with the civilians. Like, that's just not what they're doing. That's not what's happening. Alright, guys on Insta, man, somebody jump in. Wait, here we go. Let me get this popping. Let me talk to Kasha, because I know he's got stuff to say. Where's my spotlight on?
Yo,
my G, you saying, man?
No, I had to pop up on this one, did it?
Bro, look, we're twinning right now. We're twinning right now with the grey hoodies.
Yeah, bro. I always say, you're always watching me, man. Where's your spy today? Where's your spy today, bro?
You know how it is,
So
man. You
what?
know how it is. I'm blessed, brother. How you been feeling over these last couple of days, man? Because I know it's been on top for a lot of people. Like I had to just come off social media because to me it was too much, man.
To be fair, I got stirred, called into action, bro. I was at the Sunday march, innit?
Yeah, I saw that.
Last Sunday. Yeah, and like took full action there. Do you get what I'm saying to you? I'm just trying to run upstairs and get some headphones. Come inside, man.
Cool.
Yeah, took full action there. I was front line, bro. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And I kind of needed to feel the energy because I had a moment where I was indoors and I just got kind of emotionally affected, like straight by the turn of events. Like,
Yeah.
I watched the video, and yeah, like I couldn't get through the video without nearly breaking my phone, bro. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Do you know what's
Like,
mad though? I haven't watched the video yet. I haven't watched that first video because
I couldn't watch it all.
to me, I'm just like, I know what I'm about to see in it, and I kind of, I don't know, man. Those kind of things, you know what affected me. It wasn't even me watching. Like the reason why I didn't watch the video, one of my friends, she watched it, and I saw a video of her just crying after watching it and just saying how it affected her, and I was just like, yeah, I don't even want to go through that. I don't want to go through that,
Painful,
and you know what it is.
It's painful. The thing that really stuck out to me personally, while watching it, was the fact that the officer was just so nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
You know, his facial expression just showed no empathy, no emotion. There was nothing there. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So that's really, 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 really what got me. Do you know what I mean? And then my man's bawling for his mom, and do you know what I mean? Yada yada yada. Like, it was all a bit too much. To just jump straight away. Police brutality happens all the time, and there's many of these cases, but you don't always get to see live like that.
Yeah.
Live and direct, and we don't get to watch it play out for 9 minutes, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's really, for me, I think was what was so heartbreaking about it all. That it was just 9 minutes worth of what this man died.
It's crazy, man. I feel like the negative sides, we all know what the negative sides are and we see them, but I feel like the idea of other people outside of our community now joining in with our community and being like, yo, this ain't right, we're not having it. I feel like, to me, that's the bit that's really kind of giving me a little bit of energy, man. Just like, okay, like it's not, because you remember like when Eric Garner died, obviously it was the same kind of vibe, but it was us. It felt like us fighting. We're frontline again. It's us doing our thing, But this time it's like, oh, nah, we got, like, we're seeing, and I don't mean to say in like a I don't mean to be in a flippant way, but we're seeing white people on the front line getting beaten, getting sprayed, and whatever. And it's like, it's kind of our time to kind of go, rah, we can step back a little bit and be like, it's not just us by ourselves anymore. It's because
it's not just all of us. Yeah, it's not just all of us against everyone saying, hey, look, guys, this is wrong, this is bad. Don't you think this is wrong? It's like everyone's really realised now that actually, hold on a minute. You know, people are really looking into the deeper root reasons and facts behind it, and I think it's opened up a conversation in a way that it hasn't really had its spotlight like this before. You know, this is how many years after marches and whatever for civil rights, and people are still unaware of what racism actually means. Certain people think it's just calling man names. Yeah. Putting up certain little FB posts and that.
And we're still
what they're realizing now, that it's way more than that. Way more.
And that's part of it as well. Like, I think like the flip side of it is somebody put up a post. I forgot her name, man. She's a comedian, funny woman, man. But she put up a post saying, so the guy, you know, Keith Lemon, he put up a post saying, yo, you know what? When I was doing the blackface thing, like, I didn't see it that way. I apologize for what I did. Like, I thought it was funny, but it was taken in the wrong way because I wasn't looking at the context of the whole thing. So he said that, and then a bunch of people in the comments are like, nah, it was funny, blah 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 blah. So she's just like,
destroyed my man's career, bro.
So then she was like, we got. So she was like, people were like saying, oh, what about White Chicks? What about the film White Chicks? And it's just like, you lot don't get it, and you're never gonna get it. So instead of us trying to make you get it, the only thing we can do now is be like, yo, this just shit ain't for you, man. You just got to go over there. Like, you can't even be with us. And to me, that's the sad part about it, is the fact that these ideas, bruv, what you smoking? You got something good there, innit?
Sorry, man. Yeah, it's the hell of fire.
It's like,
I was like, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, anyway.
But it's like,
go on, I'm with you.
we got to be like, all right, you're not getting it. You got to sit in the corner, man. You can't chill with us like that. You just got to sit in the corner, and that's the sad thing about it. But it's like, until you get it, come over here. I see this dickhead Dane Bowers, yeah. Dane Bowers, when I see you in person, you're getting a
Your
slap
passes,
straight up.
Your mixed race pass got revoked.
Because I've been wanting to slap him for a long time anyway, for other reasons. But now he just and you know what's mad?
On site.
This is the deepest thing, yeah. A lot of people don't remember this, but I got a mad memory. So Katie Price used to have a TV show, yeah, and on her TV show, she said the reason she got with Dwight York after Dane Bowers, because Dane Bowers always said, I don't like white girls who go out with black guys. Right?
Is it?
Yes, that's it.
You're
So, and that was on TV. That was like, and that was at a time where people just let things slide in it. But that was said, and I remember hearing that and being like, "Oh, he's one of them. He's one of them, innit?" So he was getting a slap from Dave. But for him to come out and talk about this black power, bruv, you're gonna see black power. You're gonna understand what black power is. But that's a whole nother issue for another thing, man. But yeah, there's certain people that just aren't. There's people that aren't gonna get it, and that is what it is, man. I've always said, that to be racist, you have to be really stupid. And that's all we're seeing. They're just proving it, yet you're not getting it. The fact that we still have to explain what Black Lives Matter means just shows that you're an idiot.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, that your mind is, your worldview is threaded through the eye of a needle. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And if just a person in general can't take on new information and recalibrate their understanding of the world based on the new information that they have received, then they would always remain the small mind. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And you know, they're the kind of people that you can't tell nothing. You know what I mean? If it's not coming from the Daily Mail or this source or that source, it's not real, it don't exist. You get what I'm saying to you? If it's not from the narrative that is, you know, the overall pushed one, then it can't be real, or it's a conspiracy theory, or it's this, or it's that. So that's the kind of person you're usually dealing with when you're dealing with a racist. Not only that, you're dealing with a person that has spent their whole life being told what to think, told what to feel, not only being told what to think, told what to feel, but following those orders as well. They haven't shaped their own worldview. They haven't shaped a view of the world based on their own experience and understanding. They've shaped it based on what someone told them it looked like, and they said, okay, that's what it must look like. And they have spent their whole life like that. Because quite frankly, racism isn't, you know, you're not born a racist. It's learned. It's learned behavior. You get what I'm saying to you? When you're talking about like the side of name calling and that kind of racism, them ignorant man there. That's, you're a man that has been bred as a racist from home. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Therefore, you're a man that's just following lead. That's all you've ever done. You got told, and you said, okay. You get me? You didn't try and make up your own assumption or your own decision on what that might be, or what, you know what I mean, based on what you know, your interactions. You just said, okay, then. You know what I mean? They're all this and they're all that. They're all okay. I'm gonna take your word for it. You know what I mean? But when you come to when you come to a systemic racist has only ever felt the privilege that they sit upon. That's why it's even more difficult to tell them, because they don't look through the eye of prejudice. They look through the eye of feeling as if they are the superior. But it's a global like kind of agreement that I'm superior to you. You know, and so I feel empathetic to your situation sometimes, but other times I wish you'd shut up. Do you get what I mean? There's two levels to the there's two levels to it, and you get upfront racist, or you get the one that don't even realize that they are the racist, because they're just like, well, I sit so far in my privilege, I could never even really be bothered about your problems. You know, I'm a post a black square and say Black Lives Matter, and then get on with my life.
Do you know what though? I feel like I'll let you go. But let me just say this, because you touched on the subject here. The idea of I feel like systemic racism. Obviously, that's the part we need to deal with first and foremost, because I'm a kind of person, yeah, like the name calling and stuff has never really bothered me, like, ever. I don't care about that. Like I say all the time, innit? Like, call me a nigger, I check my bank balance, it's still the same. Yeah, no effect on me. But there's a level of when you're talking about people in power, which is why when we talk about the police, because the police have power vested in them, to really affect you in a way. And I've seen that. I've seen people do 90 days in prison and have a record, have an assault charge on them for doing nothing, and no one else can, like, that's it. There's nothing they can do after that. Now they can't get jobs. You've actually ruined their life, and the only reason you ruined their life is because you felt butthurt and a black man had one up on you and you didn't know how to deal with it. Yeah, weak minded.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, right. So to me, that's all is definitely a bigger issue on that side of things. But then again, you touched on the side where I saw a post up earlier today. A girl on Facebook, what was her name? Rebecca Blake or something. Nah, that might be wrong actually. But anyway, she was like, I'm sick of hearing it now. Like, it's not slavery anymore. I got a black kid. Half the world's got mixed race kids. Just get over it. I was just like, jeez, like raw, like, is that's what you know what I mean? And to me, there's the idea, because then I feel like, who was you got a black kid with who? Like, who's the baby father who's letting you talk that way? Like, because I know what my white family are like, and ain't none of that talk going on, and they would pull her up worse than I would pull her up. You get me? So for me, I'm just like, who are these people? And again, like, to me, again, yeah, cool. It's not really in the big scheme of things, it doesn't affect. But what you're doing is her daughter, man, or her son, or whatever she's got, like, you're setting them up for failure in the way that you're shaping their world.
Lack of identity, that's very dangerous. Very dangerous. I mean, I think ultimately what the world is realizing now is that we have a world that is set up in a way that will always keep us black and brown people as the lesser, and we were the burden bearers of, we were to be the burden bearers of any country that we step foot on. And if the country was ours, then the country would be pillaged and taken from. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So we're talking about a foundational racism that has both built the major powerful countries that you and I live in, and they live in America, and not only that, has built the systems that we all have to kind of live under. So with that, what you're getting is just from the top down. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna have to go and bath these babies in a minute.
Cool, so brother, do your thing, man.
What you get, let me just finish this little one. So with that, what you get is a minute. So you get policies, laws, legislations that are inherently racist, and then the people carrying out those policies, laws, legislation, inherently racist. So it's about kind of top down stuff now. Do you know what I mean? We need people like us to start going into politics, bro. Really start getting into the nitty gritty of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave you with that, sir.
Brother, it's always a pleasure. Do your thing. Love to you. Love to your family, and we'll chat very soon, brother.
Big up, my brother. Thanks.
Peace, man. Peace, bro.
A bit. Love.
My guy Kasha, man. There was a point that was made by Yemi, which I want to touch on, because I'm always like, this is why I said what I said the other day. It's not a race war. It's a war against racists. And she said, I like white people. Obviously, my mum's white, but I'm pro-black 100%. And I think, like, a lot of time, like, I guess not as much anymore. I feel like now white people understand that when we're anti-racist, we're not anti-white. And I feel like 99% of white people understand that 100%. I can name at least 5 white people that I'd die for today. And not because they're white, just because they're just good friends. I class them as family, and some of them are family. And I feel like that's the bit where people try to muddy the water, and they try to make it like a white versus black, and it's really not. Like, it's really not. And I feel like Most people get that because it can never be, because really and truly we are in our culture we are so diverse, and we are so mixed in just how we live day to day. Obviously there are still within that, there's still things that we need to learn. That's cool, man. Like having to learn bits about culture is not, it's not a bad thing, man. It's a good thing. There's always going to be things about cultures you don't know. Like my cultural knowledge. I had this thing the other day when I put up a post saying, "Can you lot send me Pakistani heroes?" Because again, my knowledge, like it's just not there, and it's okay. Like this is the thing. It's okay to be ignorant and not know things. That's fine. We all come from a place of ignorance. We don't know things. This idea of, oh, this person is racist and they're ignorant, they don't go together. Like, ignorance is just not knowing. Being racist is evil. Like, not knowing certain things, this doesn't mean you're not going to go to hate. That's a weird thing. You don't just hate things because you don't know them. If you hate something, then you actually have a problem. And again, we say this a lot. I've said this many times. Happy people ain't hating. Hating people ain't happy. These people are fucking miserable as fuck. Like, their lives are just absolutely garbage. And it's funny because every time you actually look into them and you Steve Bannon, like, look at his fucking face, man. Like, you can't be happy with that face. Trump, look at Trump. How are you happy? Like, you know he's not happy. So obviously you're gonna be a certain way. You're gonna have certain issues, innit? You're going to have certain insecurities. Let me try and read some more of these. Here we got. My girl Trinity. We saying. Haroon. One of you want to come on, man? Jump on the live with me, man. Jump on, man. We'll chat. Big up Jinka. My mic is not working proper. It might just be the Wi-Fi, to be fair. There's bare people on this Wi-Fi. Let me get back on the YouTube. James G. He's got two. Let me post these up. UK media and UK YouTube has created a toxic false narrative that straight white people are somehow oppressed. Sorry, bro. I can't read fast. Let me go back. Okay, so this kind of brings up another, when you have like the whole 4chan Nazi bowl underbelly of the internet. I don't know how much of a threat these people are, or how serious to take these people, to be fair. I feel like a lot of them are just a bunch of kids. A lot of them are doing things for shock value, saying things they don't really believe in. And I also feel like their argument itself is it's an obviously flawed argument from a scientific point of view. So the idea that a race is inferior for any reason, to me, is a flawed argument. So, but at the same time, because I'm a big Art of War fan, I don't feel that's a problem. I feel like if anyone, how can I put this? All right, so if someone feels, like black people, Asian people, white people, any sort of people, if you feel like those people are inferior because of their race, you're setting yourself up for failure, because it's a fallacy. So you're underestimating those people. And if you feel you're gonna be able to progress around these people while underestimating them, you're gonna find yourself in a bad place. So to me, the Nazis, their argument has never really been something that's like, when they get violent, obviously that's something we deal with, but in itself, the doctrine and the ideology, to me, has never really been something that has ever been threatening to me. To me, I've always found it humorous, because I've always been like, I like the fact that you think I'm not as smart as you, because then it's easy to outsmart you because you're just not expecting it. And I also feel like the majority of those people are kind of disingenuous with what their ideology is. So they have an idea that, or they have an ideology that we're less than them, but it's just something to say because they understand that it's not true. Because again, there's no science. All the science sways the other way. This is a really good point. So this unity has me coming out of my shell. I'm proud of everyone. I said this the other day as well, man. All the love and support. If you're showing love and showing support, I love it. I love you. And again, what it's doing is it kind of gives people a bit more. It allows people. Hey, big up low key, man. What it does, it allows people to understand that they're not alone in the situation. So I work with young people, and I had a young person I was working with who over this time has felt like really, really down. And it kind of got to me like, I'm a grown man, innit? I can take a lot. And even though I can take a lot, this time has taken its toll on me to a point where I'm just like, I'm having social media breaks because I'm like, I don't want to see people just chatting shit anymore, man. Like I don't want to have to read those comments. So if me as a fully grown, successful adult can feel that, you know what I mean? Like how much more is that weight going to be to a young person coming up in the game, coming up in life and going, right, they haven't even started their race yet and this is what they're up against. It's a lot. And being able to see that support and see people coming up and just saying, yeah, do you know what, man? Like we got your back, man. Like we know these people out there that are bad people, but we got your back. And to me, it's like definitely, yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, cool. That this goes on perfectly, man. This is from original wise. You can't see it on the YouTube, so I'll read it from the Instagram. Not everyone is cut from that cloth with the level of confidence and self-security that you've got. This again is like it's really just highlights what I'm talking about. As an adult, with the amount of self-confidence that I have, like my ethos, my theory is there are barriers that are put up in front of me to fail. I believe that there's people that don't want me to fail. I also believe that no matter what you put in front of me, I'm going to break down and I'm going to smash it. And the only thing I have to go on is what I've done in the past, because that's what I do every time. There's no way to stop me. If I'm alive, there's no way to stop me. Regardless of whatever position you put me in, I'm going to thrive. That's just the way I'm wired. That's the way I'm set up. If you tell me I can't do it because I'm black, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. You're going to have to watch my black ass do it. So, again, this point is amazing because it's like, yeah, but not everyone's wired that way. I speak to young black men, young black women who say, yeah, like, I can't do this because I'm black. I can't do this. I can't do that. And who really believe it because of what they've kind of seen and what they've been fed. And my job is always, like, you're not a stat, man. Like, the stats are the stats, but that's not you. Like, I don't even care what the stats say. That's not you. You're not, don't care about that. You, what's his name? Gary V, man. Gary V, he had a line and he was like, I'm not telling you that racism doesn't exist, but I want you to act like it doesn't. Like, I want you to move like it doesn't. I want you to go through like it don't exist. And before I even heard that, that's always the way I've been. I've always been that way. Like, okay, cool. Like, I don't even care. Like, you tell me I can't do it. That's you. That's you talking. Like, that's not me. Like, you have no power over me. And that I just saw it just there. Indomitable spirit. Is that even a word? I like it. Like, that's it right there, man. It's like, yo, that's what we're trying to impart in other people. Like, nah, you can do it. You can move forward. Like you're gonna be fine regardless. Like you're gonna go through. But we also have to be aware that there are young people who are really affected by this. I'm aware of the time. I'm aware that there's a lot of questions I haven't answered, and I haven't like. Let me just go back to this one. I have respect for police, but only in the abstract. Yeah, in every personal situation, I'm always yeah. Yeah, it is the police disappoint a lot, but again, man, you're dealing with weakest links, man, weakest links. And I've said this every time, man. Like, none of us are scared of any police. They know what it's been every time they see me. They know our interactions. Like none of it is what it is, isn't it? Things are going to change, man. Things are going to change. If anyone else wants to jump in this real quick, jump on the live, IG live. Just request. Jump on, chat to me real quick. We can do that. I'm gonna stay on another 10-ish minutes or so. I'm trying to check all the. I think so this question or this statement says young black kids are systematically put in spaces so they don't have the perseverance inside them. There's a lot of truth to that, and there's a lot of I think it's hard. Like this is the thing. I had a conversation the other day, and I won't go into the deepness of the conversation, but basically it was saying, young or black people are resilient and blah blah blah, and it's true. And the reason it's true is because in this society, like, life is hard as it is. Yeah, life is hard as it is. Take away all that stuff, man. Take away all the racism. Life isn't easy. There's so many elements that you have to find your way through. There's so many things you have to overcome to be what is classed as a successful person. There's so many reasons for people to not like you or to like you or whatever. Like, once you add that extra element to it, it's just like, oh, man. And the sad part of it is a lot of us who grew up, especially like second generation immigrants, we kind of grew up in a environment where our parents told us what had gone on before, so we were kind of ready for it. And obviously that also makes us a little bit oversensitive, and it makes us a little bit defensive. But it's kind of like a small price to pay just to kind of keep your wits about you. Because I would hate to be in a situation where it caught me off guard. The first time I was ever racially abused, it didn't catch me off guard. It surprised me, but it wasn't like, what? I didn't have to reevaluate my worldview. Like, why did this happen? Oh my God. I was like, yeah, okay, let's get it popping, innit? And those people who decided to make those comments, they know how that story ended. But it's like, it's that extra level of having to be like, yo, like, hate me for a reason, man. Hate me because I'm a prick. Like, hate me because I'm a dickhead. Hate me for what I say, but just to hate me straight up for no reason. Like, I was by myself. I was walking with my little sister at the time, actually. Walking by myself, just minding my own business. I was on the phone to my friend Darren, and I just heard, oh, hey, nigga, go home. And I was mad because I was already going home. So, and it's funny because to me, I'm always like, I think of that situation a lot because it changed a lot of lives for a lot of people, and not in a good way. My life wasn't really affected at all, really, but the guys who were involved in that situation, a lot of them, you know what I mean? They got scars for life that they'll remember forever. And it didn't have to be that way. Like, they could have just shut up and let me go home. But they decided to. They felt brave that day, innit? They had, in their mind, I wasn't worthy of peace. And I already had the resilience that was given to me by my dad, my mum, my grandparents, aunties, uncles, of, yeah, this might happen one day. When it happens, be ready. There's a group of young people that aren't ready, that they're just not, again, the resilience isn't there. So it affects them in a different way. It's sad. I also want to address, before we go, this BAME thing. I don't know what BAME stands for, but I just know it don't stand for us. And I've seen people say, oh, you know what, man, a lot of why is my mic so out of sync? Doing my head in. Anyway, I've seen people say, oh, a lot of other communities, they're a lot less vocal than you lot. You know, they're cool with it. And I want to say, when you're an oppressor, yeah, and you're like, okay, let's put it this way: the bully, yeah, who bullies a certain kid, yeah, the one who's just quiet and just takes it, they're the one they just kind of be like, all right, cool, whatever. It's the ones who fight back, like, and we've always been that, man. We've never been the ones. We've always been the ones who have fought back. We've always been the ones who've been like, nah, we're not taking it. And obviously, because we're like that, we get a lot of the hate, a lot of the attention.
Yes, man.
Flip it up. You saying, brother? Let me just flip this out.
Yeah, man, all good, brother. Just there, man, innit? You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the little conversation, bro.
I'm loving the input as well. It's important.
Love,
it's important to have.
brother.
It's important to have. How have you felt over this whole time? Like, from your situation, from your viewpoint, how have you found it?
Do you know what it is? This the thing, innit? Like, I always try and differentiate between, like, my kind of place in it, in all of this, in it, yeah, because, like, I'm not a black person, in it, even though, like, it's easy for me, like, to class myself as a person of color who suffers racism. Like, I was always profiled as a black person growing up, because man's from South London, man grew up around Somalians and Jamaicans, and even though I'm South Asian, because of, like, my hair type, the color of my skin, the way I speak, and the culture that man's part of, I always got classed by feds and everyone as a black person. When I used to get stopped on the road, I used to get stopped as an IC3. So, like, I get in it, yeah, as far as people's frustration, and it's rightful. Like, bruv, be pissed off, innit? Yeah. And as far as, like, white people are concerned, if we're not pissing you off right now, then we're not doing the right thing, innit? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, we should be pissing you off. Like, you should be feeling the type of way about shit, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be like that. That's part of your ownership and you taking control as a white person and addressing shit. Because I think something interesting that Nova said, in it, yeah, in a conversation that we was having a little while ago, and he was like, yo, every white person, and this is coming from a white, he's like, every white person has racism inside them, and it's in them to address it. You know what I'm saying? And me as a brown person, being part of a diaspora, suffering racism institutionally on the roads, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's my moral duty to stand side by side with black people. And now that doesn't mean that I have to equate my struggle with the black struggle, because it's two totally different things, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hold up. My live's about to end. My live's about to end, yeah. I'm going to re-upload it. Jump on us in a sec. Hold on.
Jump back on, innit?
All right, cool. One sec. Yeah, we're just going to re-upload. Right, part 1. Nope, part 1. Yeah, sorry about that. We're going to jump back on. Here we go. All right, let's go live again, man. Because that was such a good. That's what I want, man. Hear these points of views. All right, as I was coming back, let me just jump on the. Here we go. Yeah, how are you in 2 places at once, man? All right, we're back. We're gonna carry on this convo. We're gonna go like another 10 minutes. And then we're out. Here we go. Original Wise One jumping back on.
Yes, Jen,
yeah,
we're back.
Sorry, brother. Wicked, man. Wicked.
Yo, what's your mic? I can't hear you, man.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit low still.
I don't know why that is. What have I done?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Wait, my mic. Oh yeah, it's off in there as well.
Nah, bro, it's not coming true.
Alright, hold up. Let me oh man.
Yeah, it's not coming true, man.
Hold up.
Check the connection.
Let me try this. So you can hear me now, yeah?
I can hear you now. Yeah, it's clear now.
Alright, hold up. Let me try and put this back on and let me see what's going on. Alright, how about now? Is it gone again?
Yeah, I can't. Okay.
Alright, cool. Let me take this out.
It's back.
Oh, was it? Alright, cool. I don't know what's going on, man. You lot on the YouTube, you won't be able to see this, but it's cool. Like, I'll try it one more time. If it,
When you're connected to like 3-4 different
yeah,
platforms,
it's all mad.
you got a whole family, bruv, innit, on using the Wi-Fi and that, bruv. You probably got to tell them, like, bruv, go into the other room and switch all your devices off.
Listen, yeah. Hold up. Can you hear me now? Is it gone again? It's gone again.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, we got like literally 1, 2, like four different devices using the Wi-Fi. Also on this, this is like 2 by itself, innit? So it's a bit mad. Takes a little time to warm up. But this is the issue, yeah, because I feel like with like the proximity that blacks and Asians have in this country, because I feel like this country is is in a unique position as well because of if you think, yeah, right. So if you talk about how blacks in Americans are seen, black Americans are seen differently than black immigrants. So black Africans and black Jamaicans are seen differently than African Americans, right? So in our country, we kind of deal with a similar thing, or we kind of sit in a similar place. So you're talking about 2 groups of people that were invited to this country and were also treated very badly, but at the same time we just have a different mindset on how we go about or how we deal with that. And I feel like what I'm seeing a lot of is people saying, do you know what, like we don't have a problem with Asians because, you know, they're just quiet and boom boom boom. And
yeah.
That's not even true though. And you know what's nuts as well, yeah? This is how you and you know it's not true, because if you think about it, one of the biggest war against terror, yeah, was really just, and still has been a war against Islam and Asians, wider community, regardless of whether you're Muslim or not, yeah, you kind of come under that.
Exactly.
So,
you get targeted. Even if you're a Sikh and that wearing a turban and that, bro, you can still get targeted, innit, for being Muslim and that.
So it's like the idea,
for real, man.
So the idea of, these guys are quiet, so we leave them alone. It's like, that's not even the truth. That doesn't happen. Like, that's,
you know what it is? Let me interject real quick, yeah. I've always said this, innit, yeah, and I've been saying this for like a good couple of years now, innit, yeah. As I've gotten older, I'm 24 now, innit, yeah. So like when I started seeing a lot of this shit, I was a lot younger and I didn't quite understand the complexities of it and all the little facets and everything, innit. But one thing I have been saying to people, because I live in a predominantly white area, right? And I don't live in London no more, innit? I live in Scotland.
Okay.
You get me? So
Heavy.
where 95% of the people here in it, yeah, are white Scottish and that.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it's important to say, like, one thing. I honestly believe the people that are the most vulnerable in the world right now, they basically they tick three categories in it, and they're all three in one, and that is a black Muslim woman.
Okay.
And I feel like if you're a black Muslim woman,
Yeah.
you have it the hardest in the world right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that as well. I think, and I feel like it's also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that in this Black Lives Matter movement, it's been the black women that have been at the forefront of this, and it's been the black women that have really been pushing things forward, and they have kind of started all the marches started by women, and they've been the ones taking they've been at the front line, so they're the ones taking the brunt. And at the same time, it's like they still don't really get like the glory. Like they do all the grind, but don't get the glory. So you saying that, yeah, man, it's definitely a truth, man. It's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. But
I will say one thing though, like as far as like how, like, because look, like I said, I'm not trying to be that guy in it who's trying to dictate to black people in it, yeah, as far as how they should be snatching that justice in it for themselves, in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, same way I don't want a Pakistani or an Iranian telling me how to snatch freedom for my people, in it, because we're occupied by Iranians and Pakistanis, and we're getting genocided by both of them. So that's like I'm in a unique position as far as being a South Asian and a Muslim, because I'm dealing with oppression from people who are like meant to be comrades of mine in the diaspora. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not trying to be that person who's trying to tell black people how they should take it. So, but where I would say is in this current moment, from how I'm just viewing things, shit is very polarized.
Yeah.
And within the black community as well, black and brown communities, and how they're perceiving Black Lives Matter, in it.
Yeah.
And like the way I look at it is that you can be anti-racist in it, yeah.
Yeah.
And be rightfully up in your emotions that people are not supporting Black Lives Matter. And I feel like you can equally be anti-racist and be a cynic of that. Do you understand?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because of like how what your kind of perception of Pan-African resistance is. Do you understand? Because a lot of people, they like myself, like I said, I'm not trying to be the spokesperson for black people, but I regard myself as a Pan-African purely because I believe that Africans deserve what was taken away from them more than anyone else.
Yeah.
You understand? And whether you're Pan-African means that you believe that every man out in the diaspora, are affected the same way. You know what I'm saying? And they deserve the same thing, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just man who are in Africa. Like, it's the man outside of there, innit? And I feel like a lot of people, like, it's very easy to jump on a socio-political bandwagon thinking you're doing the right thing. Because I've done it before, innit? I've gone to marches that have supported a form of neoliberalism and a form of whitewashed, I'm not a socialist, but like a form of whitewashed socialism. Yeah. Now I'm saying, like, in the name of supporting the many.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When really we all know it was a more of a corporate thing, innit? Know what I'm saying? So I think that the criticism is necessary, being investigative, more than just we can rally, like we can do all of these organized things and that, but that's not the only way to protest. You know what I'm saying? Like, your protesting really should start from your home. Like, I got parents who were Asian, and like my mum, like, she had certain stereotypes that were inherited, you know what I mean, about black people. But now, since she's like opened her mind and like isolated herself away from the stereotypes, and she's seen things in different formats over the last, like, she's fully behind it now. Now I'm saying she's fully behind the cause. And it starts from home. Like, I would have rather her thinking the way she's thinking right now than just jump on a bandwagon and go out there and march. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
You know
because again, it has to be backed up with something. And I spoke earlier about people being ignorant. And again, being ignorant and not knowing it's not a crime, it's not a sin. And the idea of going out and learning is always going to be like that's what we really want. And there's a massive difference. There we
it's
go.
the willingness. That's what it is, bro. If you want to do it, then you will get it, innit? You know what I'm saying? And I think it goes back to that thing that you were saying about like the art of war, that mentality, that you were saying, like if you're always striving to achieve, and even though them hurdles are coming in your face and people are putting roadblocks and walls up in your face and that, you got, this is what indomitable spirit, innit, is a tenet, is the last tenet in Taekwondo, innit?
Right.
And it's about being unbreakable. You understand? It's about having an unbreakable spirit. So no matter what, innit, like your perseverance is there. Now I'm saying, like, your energy, your self-respect, everything is there. And then the final piece is that indomitable spirit. So when you're going to battle, when you're going to like get something, you will get it because all the other facets of your mental are in the right place and that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So from when people have got that willingness to learn, then they can start to get to that point where they start accepting themselves. Then they're able to check themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think checking yourself is a big thing. Yeah. And that goes for everyone. Like, you can be a black person and still not be doing enough for yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the system is designed to be destructive towards you and for you to be destructive towards yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether that is like the institution and how they treat you and that, like, I don't know how it was like. You're like a generation older than me, so I don't know what it was like for you in school. But like, I remember in school there were a lot of talented black and brown people who were put into categories when we were like when we were putting in classes and that. So I remember in year 7 and that there were certain people who were in the bottom set. Right. Why the fuck are they in the bottom set? And why are these white chicks and that in the top set? You know what I'm saying? Like, them ones there. And why are a bunch of Asians in the middle ground?
Because again, but even when I was at school, and still even when you're at school, one thing you're always going to have is cultural bias. And that's one thing we still haven't really dealt with, the idea. Because again, a lot of times it's not, there's so much grey area, and there's so much nuance when you talk about racism. And it doesn't have to be, not all racism looks the same. Not all racism is like abuse and whatever.
Trust me.
Sometimes it is just
covert.
There we go. So not just seeing you and being like, oh, you know, you must be good at sports and some, you know what I mean, some bullshit like that. So it's something that we're always going to keep seeing until we have the element of diversity. Like, when you should have people that represent the people you're teaching, right? The same with policing. You should have people from the community, and not just people from the community, but people who really understand that community. And again, the foundation of why you're there, it has to, that's when we talk about reform. That's the reform right there. The reform, when we talk about in education and we talk about in policing, they kind of go hand in hand. And it's like, you're there to serve, right? So before you do anything, you're there to serve. How do you serve? How do you help? How do you help that community? You shouldn't be going into that community thinking, right, let's get these guys, let's try and that's what we see. We see them do the sweeps, trying to find out who's shooting, who's doing what. And it's like, okay, cool. But if we're really breaking it down and we're going to say, right, how do we actually really help this community? How do we really help these young people learn? Like, what do we need to do to make that happen? What's the best way of doing it? Because a lot of times we're ticking boxes. Oh, we arrested this amount of people. And okay, was that the best thing to do though? Who did you arrest? What did you arrest them for? You arrested him for shooting weed. Like, like I say, we got police officers arresting people for weed, going home and sniffing coke. Like, it's nuts.
There you go. Hey, how many times? Listen, Jen. Yeah, how many times have you been around Mandem when you were younger, and Mandem get stopped in it, yeah, and then like by undies. Even like undies will come and stop you in it, and then you got whatever you got on you, got more time to be weed than that, you got weed on you, you got like an 8-ball whatever, a couple of drawers and that, and then like you're able to blag your way out of it, and getting arrested and that, innit, man's done that enough time and that, and blag your way out of it, innit, and then they take it.
They're
like, no, we're gonna hold on to it, innit, even if from when they're not arresting you and that, you know what they're doing with that, bro.
Like
You know what I'm
so many times. So like, and the fact that you even brought it up is nuts because I know that everyone can tell you the same stories, and it's funny because one time
There
my
you
boy got stopped, and he was like, they were like, oh, he's like, nah, put it down the drain, innit? And he didn't want to do it. Like they didn't want to do it. He's like, nah, if you're taking it off me, then put it down the drain, innit? And he didn't want to do it. And again, yeah, you see like, and it's funny as well because the idea as well, yeah, like I'm hard on police, yeah. I know I'm hard on police, whatever. But I feel like the job is so important that you need to be held at a higher standard. There
you go.
And what we get a lot of had a conversation with a guy yesterday, and he was saying, but no one cares about when blacks are killing each other over postcodes and boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, well, okay, these are two different things, man. If we're talking about criminals, crime happens everywhere, yeah? Crime is crime.
Exactly.
Crime happens everywhere. And regardless of what colour people are, like I've had beef with bare man, yeah? I've had beef with bare black guys that I wanted to kill, they wanted to kill me. At no time did we ever say, I want to kill you because you're black. Like, it was never about that.
There you go.
My man bumped me, innit? Like, what would you want me to do? Like,
socials.
There we go, right?
Because of the social situation.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if we're talking about crime is crime. But when we're talking about police, you're there to stop crime, okay? You're there that you're not above the law. The power of the law is vested in you, yeah. So you are not the law. You're there to uphold the law. If you're not upholding the law, then we don't need you. What are you here for? And
This the thing, though, isn't it?
The idea that police are
even
committing
in
crime.
the name itself. You look at even in the name itself, like to police, innit? Yeah, like to police something. It means basically to sheep herd people and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bruv. Like it's to herd you, put you all in a herd. You know what I'm saying? And make sure and like check on you at every moment and that. Why do you think like there's these names like security, like National Security Agency? You know what I'm saying? Bureau of Investigation, bruv. And these names, they say it all in it. It's not there to protect and serve, innit? The protect and serve thing is just it's like a cliche shit that has been used now, innit? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now it just doesn't even mean nothing, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
It's a bit mad.
My
but
personal opinion,
go on.
I believe the people should be policing themselves. I feel like communities should be policing themselves, innit? Yeah, in an ideal world, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't have people, like you said, like police officers should be held in a higher standard, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compared to everyone else in society, because everyone else in society hasn't gone through a training. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else in society hasn't gone through all of those stringent things in it, yeah, that you have to learn in it, yeah, to protect and serve. Do you understand? So from when like you're doing the kind of like, look, this whole police brutality thing, I know people are going mad right now, but the likes of me and you, you know, and our communities, we've been going mad about it, innit, yeah, since freaking
Forever.
like Stephen Lawrence, Kingsley Burrell, you know what I'm saying, Smiley Culture, Rest in Power, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been going mad since then, bruv. You know what I mean? And the shit ain't stopped. I remember in 2011, bruv, it was over 1,000 people had been killed in police custody in a decade. That was 2011, bruv.
And I feel like as well, like the deaths in police custody and that issue of police brutality. See, this is where it gets sticky as well. Because my thing is, okay, cool. Let's say these things happen, yeah. All right, cool. You die in police custody, something goes wrong, it's an accident, or something's happened. But where's the accountability then? Where's the accountability? What's the next step? And what we've seen every time is it gets swept under the carpet. It's like, it happened.
Exactly.
It's a gimme. And I feel like, again, if there's no accountability to the police, and again, if you're not holding them to that high standard, then what's the point? How are you expecting everyone else to act a certain way? And again, this is the bit we forget. These people that are police, that we're holding to a high standard, they're scumbags just like us. They're the same as us, or worse. So to me, it's like the system is flawed from the get-go, because you've got people in power, or you're giving power to people that do not deserve that power. They don't know how to deal with it. And it's and again, it's like, it's not like these aren't isolated incidents. This is the norm.
Systematic. It's all in a flow.
So it's like, all right, cool. Well, something ain't right. Like if every time I get in my car, I go to drive somewhere and it breaks down, I can't be like, yeah, nah, man, that's just normal, innit? Yeah. No, man, go fix your car. Like, and this is the problem we have. We're sitting in this. There we go. Start again. Go buy a new car. And that's what we're saying. This is why cars are getting burnt down now, because it's like, no, the system needs to be
there with you, bro.
it's burnt down to the ground, because it's like, no, man, you need to fix this. You need to fix this. You're not doing what you said you were going to do. You're not like, I'm a person of like, where is your bond in it? And there's certain institutions that say they're supposed to do certain things, and if they were to do certain things, like in an ideal world, the police would be amazing, because they'd be there to serve and protect. If somebody broke the law, their person would be taken to a jail. They would be getting their sentence, and then whatever it is, boom, we go forward with that.
Yeah, and justice is served, innit?
Justice is served. That's what it is. And you know what as well? Even when, like, in my days when I was bad, I was never, if I ever got caught or whatever, yeah, I was never like, nah, like, free me, get off me. I'm like, all right, cool, you got me, innit? It is what it is. Treat me fair, that's it. Yeah, like, it is what it is.
Punishment, innit?
There we go. And I feel like, to me, if in that situation where you're like, okay, cool, fair is fair, it is what it is. But we're in situations where we got innocent, like, you're beating up innocent people. I keep going back to that old man that they just pushed down for not, like, what that's assault, right? That's assault. So you can just commit crimes in front of camera, and no one pull you up in it. Nobody pulls you up. None of your police who are there to uphold the law go, yo, nah, bro.
That's the thing.
That's crazy.
Actually, I'll tell you, there's two things to that, innit, yeah? One is the blatant disregard for humanity, innit, yeah? That has been ingrained within these pawns. That's one. You know what I'm saying? And number two is the general population have been so happy-go-lucky with life that they're too scared to address, innit, yeah, brutality when they see it. So whether that comes in the form of a Fed, yeah, pushing in it, an old man, innit, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Unless it was probably like someone within their community, like every now and again you do see people, innit, yeah, that will stand up for something. If like, oh, that's what you call it, granddad Jeff's best mate and that, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want him seeing like being hurt and things like that, because he spends Christmas with us. Yeah. But young Jermaine or young Ahmed on the road and that, yeah, who's getting stopped, like the amount of times I've been stopped in broad daylight, on the main road, like I've almost basically got stripped on road, like in my own ends, and like people were just walking past, like not giving a fuck. And they were brown people as well, were walking past, and they were judging, man. They were like, of course, they're looking at you.
There we go. That's another thing as well.
They've been ingrained in the head now, innit? They're like, yo, we've come to this country because the laws are amazing, education's amazing, society's amazing, innit? Our things will corrupt back home. So over here, it's got to be proper, innit? So now, if there should be no excuse, innit, yeah, for you to be doing something wrong. So even if you're not doing something wrong, and you're being seen by a Fed pulling you up and this and that, bruv, automatically that goes in their head like, yo, nah, he must be up to something, innit? Like, there must be a reason, innit? You know what I mean?
It's embarrassing.
And what does that do to the confidence and like the belief in it, into that young kid? Like, I could have very easily like built up so much hate and bitterness, you know what I'm saying, towards like my own people. You know what I'm saying? Purely because they was judging man for being on unruly shit for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think like that. But there are a lot of men out there who are going farther and farther away in it, from their identities. And this whole social setup is causing that to happen. Like, it's an absolute mazza. Like, I can't.
It's crazy, man. I got stopped here. I'm gonna let you go in a sec here, but I'll tell you. So one time I was in a dentist here, getting a tooth taken out, So my mouth is like all numb, so I can't even talk, right? So I've come out of the dentist office, and as soon as I've stepped out the door, the feds, they just pulled up in front of me, jumped out, holding me up, So I'm like, and I can't even talk. I got like tissue in my mouth, The dentist was like, hold this in your mouth to whatever, right? So I'm like, they're like, what's your name? Boom, boom, boom. I'm just like, can't even talk, man. What the fuck do you want? Like, really, what do you want? As I'm saying this, like, yo, like, what the fuck do you want? Get the fuck off me. I'm seeing like people that I know walk past, like, rah, like, what did my man do? And they took me out. Like, if you know Watford, you know Market Street, everyone's up and down Market Street. So I'm seeing people I know, and so I'm saying, what do you think I just did? I've been in here, for the last hour at least. So what do you think I just did? They're like, we had we're looking for someone over some credit card scam. I'm like, are you taking a piss? Like, what was the person wearing? I was like, tell me what the person was wearing. Like, what's your description of the person? And they're like, oh, it was a black male. No. What was the person wearing? There's a lot of black males out there. What was the person wearing? They're like, oh, just calm down. I'm like, who you telling to calm down? Like, don't talk to me. Like,
innit?
yeah, like, get the fuck away from me. And then they held me there, and then they were like, I could hear the person on the radio. So what they were talking to the CCTV, yeah? So CCTV has said to them, nah, that's not him. I'm like, do you hear what he just said? That's not me. Get the fuck off me. All right, cool, calm down.
Yeah,
no, get the fuck off me. Like, who are you? You just go up to people and start grabbing them. It's like the fact you can't even do your job
fucking
properly.
harassment, bro.
Right there. And it's like, and again, not only that, yeah, to me, there's always ways you can deal with situations. If you said, if they came out and dealt with me differently, like, sorry to stop you, but we just had a thing. We literally will eliminate. It's not you. Then you can go on your way. That's all you have to do. All right, cool, whatever, man. Hurry up, so I can go home and bleed. But whatever. To me, those situations there, it's like you don't know how to deal with people. I said this in a talk recently to a bunch of there was a bunch of police in this talk that I was doing, and I was saying, when you're in an argument with your missus and you tell her to calm down, what happens? And every single one of you dumbheads, when you're arresting someone, you're like, calm down. Why would you? That doesn't work. Like, when you're telling someone to calm down, what you're showing is you're not listening. Because if you were listening, you'd be listening to what the fuck they're saying. And it's like, you're training.
People, I swear to God, these people, innit? I was saying this to my dad, innit? Yeah, the other day, innit? I was like, yo, feds, innit? Yeah, like, I was saying you shouldn't even say feds, because people, like, they might get a misconception. When we say feds, we mean like uniformed officers, innit?
Yeah.
Uniformed officers are the most brainwashable people in society. And that's a fact. That's the whole reason why they're uniformed officers and that, because they can take instructions, you know what I'm saying, very easily. Like, they don't have to be the most critically thinking
there's
people,
no critical thinking at all.
Yeah,
there's none.
You know what I'm saying? That's being lenient, bro.
There's none. There's 100% none.
They have no ounce of like differentiating between one logic and another, innit? You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have that system. And what is me, like, I get people like, yo, we should have more ethnic minority. Like, you know what you were saying before, you don't like that thing. I think it's a freaking damn shit, bro. I hate it, bro, innit? Yeah. Same with like POC as well. Like, I don't think POC is convenient on social media, bro. But fucking like, people say like, yo, we should have more like black and minority people in it, in the police force. I swear to God, I've not once ever seen in my life, innit, a black and brown or minority police officer that I can be like, I trust them more over a white police officer. Like, never.
Nah,
like,
not at all.
Like, I've had fucking problems, innit, with Asian police officers. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen black police officers, innit, like, you remember, like, back in the day, man, them used to like hit up bear marches and whatnot, You know what I'm saying? All over London and that. If you, like, places like Hammersmith and whatnot and these areas there, innit, they would have, like, senior black police officers who are willing to do more damage to protesters than the white police officers. Like, I would be having normal conversations with the white police officers, but then the black ones, and the Asian ones, like, they're proper, like, freaking Coon Central blood. You know what I'm saying?
It's mad. Like, so when back in the day, when we used to sell CDs, there used to be so Westminster had their group of police that they would have to police that area, right? So the majority of the police officers, cool, so the majority of them, they're cool. They're just like, they see you selling your CDs. You're not supposed to be selling your CDs. Either move along, or, you know what I mean, like, just when you see us, just go around the corner in it, and just when we come back, just don't be there. You know what I mean? And that was how they used to deal with us. There was one black guy. This one black guy, who used to basically just harass everybody. Used to try and take people's stuff. Used to try and start fights. And it's just like, we see what you're doing, man. You're trying to cape for these white men to try and act like, I'm not taking it. To me, it was just like, you're trying to prove that you're treating everybody the same, but it's like, you're not doing that. You're treating us harshly.
You've made it over us because you follow the rules, innit? Like, you know, that kind of mentality. Like, I've seen it a lot, innit, in brown people's, innit, that they'll look down on man, innit, because you haven't followed the rules, innit, to the level that they have and
Yeah.
they've been able to achieve, and they don't experience racism and blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course
yeah,
you do, innit? You just don't
yeah.
see it, bruv. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, like, so I don't even know if I'm able to say this. Big up my boy AC. But anyway, there's a guy, a black guy who used to be part of the hip hop community. He's now part of the, I don't know, man. I don't know what he's part of, but his whole thing was, yeah, no, I don't see any problem with police brutality. And then my boy reminded him, what about that time when Fed saw you, had you on the floor, had a gun to your head and all that? And he was like, yeah, I don't want to be reminded of that. It's like, you dickheads. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like, this is the thing. These guys, yeah, they're so deluded about what reality is. And even when they deal with it themselves, it's like, no, it was a different reason. It wasn't that. It's just, it's mad, man. But do you know what though? I would say this, yeah, out of this whole situation, I know things have looked, they've looked bad and they look bad, but at the same time, it's one of them situations that all we're doing is, while highlighting a situation, things do look worse, but you need to highlight it to fix things, man. It's like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
We've been in a dirty, disgusting room, yeah, with the lights off. All we're doing now, we turning the lights on, and we're seeing all the dirty roaches and rats, and we're getting rid of them, and we're just refurbishing the room.
That's what you gotta do, man. And that's the
man.
thing, like, and it all, like I said, bruv, it all starts at yard, innit? Yeah, it all starts like from checking yourself, innit? Yeah, and I even say this like to all like my brown peoples and that, innit? Yeah, like non-black brown peoples, innit? Yeah,
Yeah.
like you should be checking yourself every day, making sure that you are upholding your own identity, number one, innit? Yeah. So, and that will put you in a place to then empathize. Like, empathy is the key thing, innit? Like, people just lack a lot of empathy, and a lot of these like black and brown people, yeah, who like, you can call them sellouts and that, innit? Yeah, these man, they don't have no empathy. You know what I'm saying? They're stuck in a bubble, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've allowed the capitalism, innit, yeah, to take them over, innit, yeah, and they have no empathy for people and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's a mad thing, man.
You just one of them ones, and you just need some empathy and like, bro, and to just work on educating, bro, innit, and educating your kids, bro. So we get a new generation. Like, after us man are gone, bro, innit, yeah, like there's a whole new set of leaders, bro, who have set a precedent already. You know what I'm saying? And that are continuing in it, yeah, and building for black people and that, bro. Because look, the Asians got bare shit on lock, bro.
Yeah.
Asians got bare shit on lock for themselves, community wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But at the same time,
we need like Nigerians and Jamaicans to start joining forces, bro.
I think that's gonna happen, man. I think that's gonna happen, and I think what that does as well, it's kind of gonna give people the idea of really just understanding what other communities go through, because this idea as well of like other communities are doing better than whatever, it's like, but at the same time, everyone has their own problems, everyone has their own issues they have to deal with. So this idea that anyone is doing better than anyone else, really and truly, you can look at it maybe slightly on like if you're looking at a capitalist standard, yeah, kind of. But even saying that, if you look at the stats, again, it ain't, you know what I mean, things ain't really saying what you think they are. But I just think, yeah, this idea of people coming together and people just looking out for each other is definitely the way to go, man. But brother, man, I want to thank you for your time. We'll chat very soon, man. Brother, blessings to you. Love to your family. 100%, bro.
Blessings, bro. Blessings.
All right, peace, brother.
Love. Do this.
Yeah. Man, we done a hell of a lot of talking, man. I want to thank everyone for their time. Big up Yemi. My sis. Let me just switch this camera back. Where me at? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Big up all the YouTubers. Everyone on the YouTube. Thank you for staying in. This has been a long chat. Big up everyone on the IG. We did a whole IG live and then some. We went on for so long. Big up Original Wise One. Like, much love for that. Love to the one and only. For fuck's sake, why though? Again, man, these are so many people. Love to my cousin. I love to Christian. Love to Ramar. Who else is on it? I had bare other family members I'm seeing. I swear I saw my daughter in there at one point. Yeah, man. Love to everyone. Man. We got to keep having these conversations, and to me, having a conversation is what allows us to learn from each other and to move forward and to get out of this bubble where everything seems like it's, you know what I mean, on top, man. I need you lot to know you have a lot of people out there supporting you. A lot of people out there that are championing your cause, championing the direction you're trying to go in. This idea that the world is bad and evil when everyone's, you know what I mean? Yes, there are some bad and evil people out there, but like I said, man, we have entered the room, we have turned on the lights, the rats and roaches are scattering, but they can't hide forever. We will find them and we will destroy them, or kill them with kindness, or just kill them. But yeah, it's all love. But we're gonna be back next Friday. Shows as usual. We're gonna have the guests. What I might do, yeah, is if you go on to, actually, for you lot on Instagram, you can just go to my last post, the last thing I posted on Instagram. You can see the new track I put out called Burn, which is really just kind of talking about this subject. I might throw it on the end of the video. But yeah, I'm glad a lot of you appreciated this talk. I am glad we had this talk. I'm glad we had all different races and backgrounds taking and ages conversating and giving opinions, because like I say, and like I've said many times, we need everybody. Like, you can't, no one race, no one culture is gonna survive by themselves. Like, we need everybody. We need everyone together to do this. And the ones who feel like they're gonna do it by themselves, they're gonna find themselves out in the cold. We need everyone together to do this. This idea of unity is more than an idea. It's a universal law that we need each other to make it. And you can look at history and see how it works out when you try and do it alone. So, love to you, love to your families. IG, I'm going. Go check the video. The last post on my page, you can see that. Big up everyone who participated. Love. If you want to see the video on YouTube, we're about to hit YouTube right now. I'm gonna put the video on YouTube on part of the live stream. But for the rest of you IG people, thank you for your time. Yeah, man. Positive waves all day long. Killing with kindness, killing with love, man. Like I said, none of these dirty races can come to the cookout, and we're going to be cooking out all summer. You get me? Blessings and love. Law of attraction for real. Dun, dun, dun. All right, cool. I think I can just put this on like that. Let me just title this. Part 2. Wait. Yeah, that'll do. Boom. Right, let's try and do something. Let's try a ting. Let me move this out of the way. Big up Mike Lee every time, man. My brother. Oh, did your PC come yet? We still waiting for that. Alright, let's see if we can do this. How long will they kill our profits? How long will they kill our dreams? I'm on my knees, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Let it burn, 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 burn. 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 They still wanna lynch us. I still cry for Smiley culture. Lord, forgive me if I let my ting bust. And if they kill me, my brothers will burn down every fucking ting. Trust. A enough is enough. They kill us in cells, they kill us in cuffs. Fuck the police cause we really don't trust. Disgusting swines, sadistic cunts. Man, fuck Boris and fuck Trump. That whole rapist paedophile bunch. All you racists too can get slumped. You can feel this pain if that's what you want. That's what you want. We were close to that edge. Pushed us over that ledge. Now we come for your heads. Told us all to eat cake. Now we come for your bread. Sent the boys all in blue. Now the streets all run red. Feel us if you won't hear. If it ain't love then it's fear. All you'll see is our rage. Cause you ignored all our tears. We ain't more than no more. It ain't more than no more. We've been fighting since sunrise. So we ain't talking no more. All we wanted was peace. So we ain't more than no more. You woke up a giant.